What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Lou Rock TV. My Yankees lost, but I got some mighty fine bourbon. That's good. And when those two things come together, I get in my feelings. Yankees almost came back, but it didn't work out. Can't win them all. But, I started thinking about life, hobby. I came across a quote a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. It's one of those things that when I read it, it was so profound. It was, comparison is a thief of joy. That was one of those aha moments in my life. Just sticks to the soul. Comparison is the thief of joy. Kind of stopped me in my tracks. I don't remember what I was doing, but I thought long and hard about that. And I kind of heard different sayings alluding to that, like the grass is always greener, someone has a bigger boat. But this one really, really stuck with me. And I started thinking about, how true that is, and I'm sure everyone does it on occasion. Why does the neighbor have another new car? Why is that grass? How does it keep his lawn so manicured? This typical suburban dad. You're old when you start thinking about grass. Man, you got some good grass over there. Start thinking about stuff at work. How come that person got the promotion? Why is that person getting favored? Why did that person get the day off? Just comparing yourself to others instead of focusing on yourself, instead of being grateful and thankful for what you do have. I can understand if you have nothing and seeing that, then you're just jealous. But most of us are in a position where we truly have a great life, good things. Be grateful for what you have. It's just like, be self-aware. To seek validation from others, that's a slippery slope, in my opinion. Instead of seeking out validation from others, stay to what's important to you, what makes you happy, and be blessed for what you have. So that's what I was thinking about when I saw that quote a year ago, maybe two, like I said. But like I said, that saying has been with me ever since that day. And I try to remember it in a lot of big life decisions that I have coming up, with stuff at work, stuff at home, pending retirement. I gotta think about what's important to me, my family. But then, like I said, that quote, comparison is the thief of joy, has always stuck with me. So like this week, I was using that for our little YouTube universe, for our hobby even. I've been guilty of it. I love baseball cards, and on occasion, I don't want to say I'm ashamed to say, but I'm ashamed to say, I've looked at other collections and I'm like, golly, that cat got a PSA 4 Clemente. Mine is just a 1. That sucks. But does it? I still love my Clemente. And as my boy John Mangini always says, when I was collecting in obscurity, when I was by myself, I was still collecting. And you know what? When I was collecting by myself, I never felt that way because I was in the moment. I was collecting cards just to collect cards. Now, I always try to be humble. I always try to check myself. I've always surrounded myself around, I say, good people who's always checked me. But you know, like I said, it's a slippery slope. You see that new shiny, that new. That's why you guys surround yourself around with good people. And that's what I'm alluding to. You can't focus on appearance or the fugazi, the fluff is what we call it at work, the fluff. You know, because there's numbers and then there's numbers. You can make numbers say anything. You know, I heard a lot about sub counts and this and the other. And I remember when I started my channel, that was kind of important, you know, to be relevant. But I think 3 years in, I still didn't have 1,000 subs. And the moment that changed was when I went to the national. And the people I've communicated with, I was having interactions online. I was like, these are real people. These are real friends. And that's when things changed. Things changed, man. And I was appreciative for the numbers I did have, because those are the numbers that matter. I could care less if I have 5,000, 10,000 subs. I laugh because I would look at these big channels with all these subs and there'll be 3 comments. There'll be like 10 thumbs ups. I do a channel or I do an episode, I'll have 30, 40 comments. I always try my best to answer all of them. I always try, because if you take the time to write, I want to write back with a thoughtful response. I'll have, you know, a decent number of thumbs up, interaction. That's what's meaningful. The fake 10,000 subs. And the thing is, in our little world of baseball cards, that's a lot. But I got a homeboy who's into video games, and he has a gamer channel where he makes decent money. He still has a real job because he needs health insurance. He can't do health insurance on YouTube. But he has 400,000 subs. And for him, he's a very small channel in the video game world of YouTube. You know, you have guys with 30 million subscribers, 20 million subscribers. He has 400,000. And with that, he makes about, on average, 5K a month. So, you know, we talk about the Jabs and Jeff Wilson. I think Jeff is spending more money. He probably makes more money on sponsorships, but he's spending more money on production, commercials. He ain't making money from YouTube. At least that's not what's keeping him afloat. It's all appearances, baby. You just gotta stay true to who you are. Don't do YouTube. And I've seen people have confided in me. You know, they start changing how they collect. They start buying stuff they don't really necessarily want to buy because they want to show it on their channel, hoping that will get the clicks, the engagement that they're craving. But it's like I told my two oldest. Bob is not shy. She's my baby. I got my 2 oldest. They're very shy. My oldest is a big introvert. And, you know, he has trouble. He has the same clique he's had since 3rd grade. Tight-knit group. And he, you know, he's put himself out there more. But I told him, like, look, there's no rush. Your tribe will find you. You will find your people. And it's better to have quality over quantity. Value the people you have in your life. You don't need to have 60 fake ass friends if you got 3 ride or dies. And that's what I'm trying to say, man. The ride or dies are the ones that you want in your corner. Those are the ones that are gonna check you when you get off that beaten path. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this bourbon's good. I'm getting deep in the feelings. I don't even know where I'm going with this. My Yankees lost. Judgy. Man, he's only hitting 396, I think, maybe 393. Oh, man, but I'll say this, and I'll end it with this, because I have a dope baseball card to show you. Comparisons can lead to envy, jealousy, which will diminish your joy. And that's what's truly important. Honestly, I've come to the realization that YouTube, my YouTube channel, Lou Rock TV, you know, the connections are great. My friends are great. I'm gonna continue doing this. I love doing this. It's part of my hobby, my collecting. But I'm getting to, as I get older and getting more sappy and more sentimental, you know, we always talk about, you know, we're placeholders for our card collections. Our cards are gonna continue to go into other collections or pass down to the next generation. But this is the new home video, the Chronicles of Lou Rock. You know what I'm saying? These are just pages and chapters of my life. I'm recording my collection. I'm recording moments of my life for my children and even my wife and family to see if I'm not here one day. So, yeah, man, that got real quick. But I like that. The Chronicles of Lou Rock. All right, baby. I have more stuff at the mailbox, but I had a long day and I forgot to go. But going to a car show tomorrow with Sticks and Seams. I told him I really need to slow down because this was a surprise purchase. And I've been buying some bangers. But I'm loving the 49. I learned, not that I have a massive following, but I don't tell what I'm buying no more. Because I talked to Sticks and Seams. He's kind of on the same page. Every time I say something or talk about a card or something I'm looking at or people I'm trying to check off, my watch list goes bananas. Like, more watchers, or you got more competition on bids. So I don't do it. But I'll say this now because I already got a couple of the big boys in it. 49 Bowman is about to explode because I've been watching it and it's tough. So I was gonna buy an autograph. That fell through. I had another Hall of Fame rookie card. That fell through. And then I came across this beauty. And it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Mangini, don't listen to this, but the grade is on point. But man, what a gorgeous card. Dylan, Avert Your Eyes. It is, you know, a little Oscar Charlie, you know what I'm saying? The OC. But you know what? OC cards need love too, baby. But man, this mother trucker, it looks like it's in HD. HD, man. I don't know if this is good lighting right here. Let me see. Oh, we got that white light. Let's see. Boom. Let me take this plastic off. Ooh. Boom. Ooh. Too much glare. That's not too bad. 1949 Bowman. Early win. Let me flip this around. Mr. 300 on the dot. Early win, baby. Man, that reflection's killing me. Look how clear that mother trucker is, man. Man, but I jumped on this because it had that afford appeal. You know what I'm saying? Had to have Ford appeal. Man, this bourbon is good. I'm coming up with all kinds of great ideas. Oh man, this sucker is tight, man. Look at this, man. You can shave with that thing. You can shave with it. So yeah, 49, man, is where it's at, man. I just picked up that Jackie. I got the Dobie this year. I had the Campy from a few years back. Now I got the early win. There's one monster left. I probably won't get that till I retire. But, you know, Bob Lemon, affordable. Hodges, affordable. What's I'm missing? Kell, affordable. So I love some low-hanging fruit. Easy pickings. Man, look at that thing. Woo, that's sexy. I'll say this. No matter what you do in life, make sure it's what you want to do. Make sure it's what's best for you and your family. And that's it, man. If you could do that, and you can live by that decision, I'm happy for you. I pray for you. But with that, hopefully Yankees win tomorrow. I'm off hitting the card show. Having a little barbecue with the homies. Yeah, so tomorrow should be a good day. There's no racing this weekend. So easy breezy, baby. With that, peace out. Go Yankees. I want some special effects. I miss my Bob. I need to get something to open with her. She's like, I want to open packs. So I gotta get Bob up here, get some special effects going. We haven't done that in a minute. But she's getting to that age where she's too cool for school, baby. Man, this is a Dominican goodbye. I've been saying goodbye for like 20 minutes.